Welcome to Positive Talk with Kevin McDonald. Hey, that's me. Hi, and welcome to Positive Talk. Our show features the best positive stories and people from around the globe as we endeavor to answer the universal question of why am I here and what is my purpose? Understanding that can change everything, and knowing your greatness is fundamental to living your best life. So join us right now as together we work to create the adventure of our lifetime. And welcome, everybody, to the adventure of our lifetime. We've got a great show for you today. It's been a couple of minutes since these ladies have been here because, you know, August is a busy time and all that kind of stuff. And now we are entrenched in the fall season. And so they're back, and we have Dana Parker and Christina Jenkins and April Millar. They are all dynamic individuals. We're going to talk about some of the stuff that they're doing that you can take part in, which I think would be really cool this fall season, and also some look forward into the astrological charts and to see what does a fall bring for us. Is it going to be happy, or somewhere in between? So in any event, Dana, welcome to the show again, my friend. Would you like to introduce the fine young ladies that we have today?
Yes. Oh, this is so much fun. These are my business partners, Christina Jenkins and April Millar. They are incredible and dynamic. And the more I have worked with them, which actually has been a lot since we all really started to dive into what we're actually creating together. It's been super fun to see and witness all these different parts of them, from website designer to digital product experts to astrology to the mystics. Like, these women, both of them are so dynamic, incredible coaches, tarot card readers. Like, when it comes to the world of like mystical, astrological, but then the practical application of business and design and really the back end, if you will, of spiritual entrepreneurial life, like, these ladies have it all. And together we're a very dynamic team, and I'm loving every second of this team. So I feel super honored that they get to join us in this astrological reading of what's the forecast coming up here this fall. So they're amazing. And you know, my favorite thing about April and Christina, yes, they both have this incredible extensive background in astrology, and they both see, like, I can bring up my chart or bring up different things, and they both see very dynamically different things that are all applicable. And so it's really, really fun to have both of their views and perspectives. And I think that's the fun part about astrology, is depending on who your reader is or who your expert you're talking to is, will highlight different things and different aspects. So I feel really lucky to be a part of this conversation today. And welcome, ladies. Welcome.
Thank you.
And just so you guys know, we did get a message from somebody saying, you know, I love your show and I love what you guys do, and that, you know, you need to have those, you know, fortune teller people on more often.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Oh, the fortune telling.
I didn't go into, well, it's not exactly fortune telling. It's not.
We're just map readers. That's all we are. We read the maps.
Yeah.
And it becomes really important. But first, before we go there's something coming up that you guys are doing this fall that is really, really cool. Let's delve into that just a little bit. Who'd like to begin?
Well, we have two major things happening right now that we're so excited about. And there's lots of ways to participate with us, and you can find all of our stuff on thewisewomanworld.com. That is our website that has all of us, all of our events, all of our things. This fall, though, we are so thrilled to be launching a new program called Divine Design Prosperity. This is for people who are wanting to start and brand their business authentic to their design. We can see through your astrology, your gene keys, and your human design charts, which those are things that we're all certified in. We can see how you can run and brand and really execute your business according to your divine design. We really specialize in helping people understand their soul contracts with money and prosperity, and to get their business up and going, flowing, and doing it in a way that really supports who they are inside, and doing that aligned. So that's really exciting. We're super thrilled for this beta program coming up. Christina, is there anything you want to share about Divine Design? Anything you want to add?
Just that I have been in the business and branding space for a long time, and I've never seen anything like this. And we're really honored to be launching this at the Yin on Fire event, which is a collective healing event. And we're launching it there because we really want spiritual entrepreneurs to be circulating money, time, energy, just giving and receiving. And we're just, that's not what we're seeing a lot. We're seeing most spiritual entrepreneurs that are still working on that money contract, and we're here to unveil that. And like I said, Dana and April and I are all going to be at Yin on Fire, where we're launching the Divine Design Prosperity Program, which launches the first week of August.
Yeah, of October. Yes.
Thank you.
October.
October.
Yes. No, and that festival's in Cedar City. You can definitely look that up, yinonfire.com. We will be there. We will be launching that program there. And if you want to know more, we also are doing a 4-day prosperity challenge leading up to that. So that's free. You can actually go and reach out to us, look at our website, find and sign up for that. That is available. So be looking for that. That's going to come the September 30th through October 4th. It's a 5-day prosperity challenge. So we invite anyone who's listening to come and join us, come participate, come play with us and get a little sneak peek of what Divine Design might do for you and your prosperity mindset and your understanding. So those are some beautiful ways that you can join us.
And the website again is
thewisewomanworld.com.
And I just want to throw this in because I worked with Dana for a while, and I met Christina and April, and when the three of them get together and they look at your charts and your who you are and where it is really remarkable how accurate they are and how they can actually prove to you, which they did to me. They proved to me why I'm doing what I'm doing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And why it fits into my design to be able to do this, and then steps to make it better and a better program for everybody.
Yeah. Kevin, go ahead, Christina.
That's one of the things that I love about Astrology, Human Design, and Gene Keys is it's so confirming, and then it can be from their directive. There's a reason why you're called to do what you're doing, and you, Kevin, are doing what you were designed to do. And I imagine a lot of your listeners, just because there's a lot of people in this world who are not doing what they're designed to do. They're doing a job that might pay the bills, but is not feeding their soul. Mm-hmm. And so what we love to do is show people how they can feed their soul and put food on the table.
Yes, and make a great living doing it. That's the thing that we're noticing, Kevin, in this world of spiritual entrepreneurship, or even just in the world of being an entrepreneur. Oftentimes people don't understand that they were born and made for this. These secret desires that are inside their heart of the kind of business they really want to be creating or a part of, actually, we can show them in their charts a lot of times, and very confirming so, why they have that deep secret desire inside, because it's written in their stars, it's written in their design, it is part of what they're here to do and create. So if you're listening right now and you're one of those people who really feels like, I have this secret desire to create some type of business that does X, Y, or Z for the world, and you're not doing that, reach out to us. Even if it's just for a reading, we want to support you. We want to see you succeed. That's what we are about.
Go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say, and even if you don't know that secret thing in you, if you're like, I don't know me, I don't know what I want to do or what I'm supposed to be doing or anything like that, because I knew I actually was there. I was in that position when I followed the breadcrumbs to astrology, because there was, I took a class that was like, hey, use your framework, AKA your astrology, to set up your business. And I was like, well, I don't even know what my business is, but that sounds good to me. And so I signed up for the class, and it has transformed my life. I feel like I know myself on such a molecular level now, and I'm honoring myself, and I cannot believe what has opened up and how I feel about my life just from doing that.
Yeah.
You know, I want to bring this up because I think it's important that a lot of us and a lot of people that are in the spiritual community or are entrepreneurs and trying to make it work, we have this thing about money, that
Mhm.
the idea is that because we're trying to do something of service to other people, that we don't deserve to get paid for it. And that's one of the barriers that you guys help break down, is the
Yeah.
fact of course you deserve to get paid for it. That's why you're here. You didn't talk about
Absolutely.
that.
Absolutely. It is actually one of the things that we're noticing quite a bit in this world of the spiritual entrepreneur, is this idea of it's hard to, first of all, even put into words these gifts that are inside of us that aren't actually tangible. That's really hard to put words to. And oftentimes we feel like we're guessing, like, I think this is true about me. But as we create a really strong foundation of, no, these are your superpowers. This is your super strength. This is the kind of leader you are in the world. This is your ideal client. As we put these things into a strong foundation, it gives someone confidence. And with that confidence comes the ability to say, oh, I now know what I offer, and therefore I get to charge X amount based off of my gifts and talents. And we help people really upgrade that, up level that, because yes, our world is actually shifting. We're shifting away from the old type of business model into a newer way, more innovative ways. Really, we deserve as a whole, as a collective whole, to bring in more of that spiritual empowerment. And our world is calling for spiritual entrepreneurs to stand in their power and to receive, so that we can build a better future for all of us. Our world deserves this. And we actually have this incredible dream that some of the top earners on our planet, we want to see this happen, are spiritual entrepreneurs making the most money, because they will make the most impact with that money. They are the people that can change things in such a big way with money, our economy, how things are. And so we get to rise. It's time. We are calling forth that dream.
I've been told by many people that if you don't have the tool to be successful, and in this particular case, the tool is money. It is not it doesn't have negative energy, doesn't have positive energy. It just is. It just is. And if you want to be successful and have an impact, which is what a spiritual entrepreneur is about, having a positive impact in the world, as an example, positive talk. My goal is to make this a big enough platform so that I can get people to come to you because you can help them. And if nobody hears that message, then you know what happens? Nothing. And we want to get away from nothing happening to a great deal of positive energy being floating around and working. So, Christina, did you, when you were getting into this business, did you have that problem, as a lot of us do, which is, I want to be of service and I would love to be able to give it away, but I got to eat. And how do I make that transition work for both of us?
That's such a great question. I actually think that is a huge question that spiritual entrepreneurs ask themselves, because we know that we have a tool to truly transform the human experience. And oftentimes it's a gift. And one of the things that I realized about myself in this journey that you asked me about is that if I worked hard for it, meaning if I paid a lot of money and put a lot of hours in, and it was a little bit hard to learn, and I ticked the boxes of having it be something hard, then I could charge for it. And so I got into a trap that we see a lot of our people getting into, and that is, that next certification, then I'm going to be worthy to charge. As soon as I learn this next thing, then I can raise my prices. And I experienced that a little bit. And then through this work and through going to a really blessed spiritual business coach myself that helped me pull out of my being what I naturally do, that can be seen in my astrology, by the way, and my human design and my gene keys, what I actually do, and helped me realize that is what I'm here to do. Thus, it is actually my honor. I am doing people a disservice if I don't provide them an opportunity to circulate me giving them the gift, them giving me money, and so forth, and understanding more about my soul contract with money. And these are the beginnings of the program that we have created. Like, all of us have experienced this to one level or another. And I've made a lot of money the old way in old businesses, manufacturing, technology, like these other ways of doing business. But this spiritual entrepreneurship, it's been a new adventure to sort and figure out. So I hope that answered your question and then some.
It did. April?
Yeah, I love that perspective. And I also feel like one of the other like excuses that I have come up against a lot, familial, generational kind of thing, is that I have to keep my prices lower. I can't charge because the people who need me can't afford me, or they can't afford to pay this. So I have to do this because they need the help. They need the help. And that would be not great of me to start charging. Well, it's interesting where we put our value and where we feel like that is very yin. Let's be honest, that like receiving of like help and the exchange and the barter and the nurturing. And yet at the same time, we're actually keeping both of us in scarcity. If we approach it like that, people often find the money that they need to go to the doctor, or they find the money they need to get concert tickets, or they find the money that they need to do things and the things that they value. So if you level up with being able to charge what you feel like you feel is a valuable equal exchange, then you actually increase your abilities and they expedite their healing. They expedite whatever offering you have.
Mm-hmm.
Both raised your vibration to it. So it's impressive.
Well, and the other thing is that you guys are very talented at what you do. Yes, you've worked hard, but all three of you are very talented, and it comes from a soul level. It's not a coming from your head level. It's coming from your heart level. And so because it's easy, a lot of us, because it's easy, we say, well, it's easy for me. I can't charge. It's easy. It's like falling off a log for me. But that's not how the world's going to change.
No. In fact, if we keep going with that excuse, it's easy. So I don't have a right to then charge. Then we continue in that belief that it has to be hard. And in fact, through human design, one of the things I've learned about my particular profile, and yours too, Kevin, because we have the same profiles, is we are here to show the planet that it can be easy. We're called the easy breezy genius. Things just happen and come, and they come very naturally to the things we feel really drawn to. And with that, it's okay. It's okay to have these areas where it is easy. It's okay to charge for those things, because what's beautiful is, yes, these things come natural. And yes, I'm going to charge for these things. But when I do that, I actually could take the influx of resources and I can create programs where people get paid to then help people on all these different levels, all these different types of programs, maybe a nonprofit organization that helps people build from the ground up. Like we've got to start thinking bigger as spiritual entrepreneurs, that we deserve, those of us that are tenacious, those of us that are here to actually make movement, that want to make a difference on a global level. We're calling you. We've got to start thinking bigger picture. You've got to start thinking, okay, how can I raise myself and raise myself up so then I can create these other programs in ways that I want to do, in charitable ways that make sense for everyone involved. Don't stay stuck in those programs, keeping yourself small. That's not going to help any of us. That's not going to help anyone in the way that you truly desire deeply in your heart. Christina.
Well, Christina, before you go there, I need to take a break, and then we are going to come back with Christina's thoughts on this, because this is a very important discussion to have, I think. So you're listening to Positive Talk with Kevin McDonald. Dana, April, and Christina are here, and we will be right back after we hear a little bit from my friend Holly.
You're listening to Positive Talk Radio. We're going to take a short break to tell you audio and music creators about our commercial affiliate, Lyric Vids, specializing in creating amazing and engaging lyric videos. Are you looking to promote your videos in the most engaging way, but you don't have an animator and an editor? Whether you're an artist, musician, or business with a message to share, our lyric videos are designed to hook viewers and amplify your reach. Go to positivetalkradio.net/lyric vids. That's positivetalkradio.net/LYRICVIDS now to get started. Welcome back to Positive Talk Radio. We hope you enjoyed learning about our affiliate Lyric Vids, who specialize in creating captivating animated lyric videos. Now let's get back to the show.
And welcome back to Positive Talk with Kevin McDonald. Dana was sitting there going, what is he playing? And why is he playing that now? But that's just one of my little songs that gets everybody revved up and kind of going and stuff. We're talking with Dana Parker and April Millar and Christina Jenkins. And Christina, we left off with you. You had something important to say.
Well, I wanted to just share a thought, because as Dana was talking, and yes, 1000% yes, and I could feel people in the audience listening to this going with that old belief, if I work hard, then I can make money. And I just want to expose that for the lie that it is, because if it was all about hard work, do you know who would make the most money? School teachers, child care providers, stay-at-home parents. The lowest and free labor people in our economy would make the most money if it was all about hard work. Now, I don't want to discount hard work, but as Dana was talking about these inherent gifts, these gifts that we're here to share as part of our soul purpose that might seem easy, that's okay. It's okay. In fact, just as you and Kevin have that purpose to provide a way to show that it can be easy, and that lie comes up all the time. You got to work hard. There's a place for hard work, and there's a place for this alignment that actually comes first.
And the pretty girl over there, go ahead.
I raised my hand. I also want to debunk the myth that a spiritual entrepreneur equals healer. Kevin, you're a spiritual entrepreneur as a radio host. It is your dharma, whatever that is. It can be a pianist. It can be a lawyer or a mediator, or, you know, like it doesn't have to equal a tarot card reader or an energy worker or anything like that. So if we keep saying spiritual entrepreneur, all we are saying is that you're living your dharma. You're living your life purpose. You are living in alignment with yourself and yourself alone.
Oh, thank you for clarifying that. Beautifully said, April. Beautifully said.
And I would like to add to that if I could, and that is this. When you are operating your business from a spiritual perspective of taking care of everybody, and everybody has value, and what ends up happening is your turnover goes down, your productivity goes up, your employee force, your employees are happier. I've asked several CEOs of companies. I said, okay, what line on your P&L does it talk about turnover? And they say, well, that's not a quantifiable thing. It's like, it is too, because turnover can be the most expensive thing in your business and might take it from being successful to being down the tubes.
Yes.
Because you've got to have people, you've got to have good people, and they deserve to be treated well. And that's part of the spiritual aspect of it too.
It is. Yeah, this is exactly what we're talking about. Our world is actually shifting into a different time with business. We believe that, we see that, and this is why we are doing and starting this process of doing what we're doing and really putting it out to the masses. Is we want to see business run differently. We want to see businesses doing things differently in a way that is more aligned with those spiritual principles, spiritual practices, and whatever that means to everyone in their own world. I know that can be a filter in and of itself, but those higher principles, like taking into consideration the individual, not seeing people as robots just to do as much work as possible and work them to death. That's why we have a burnout epidemic. That's why we're having issues with burnout in the workplace. And it's one of the top topics in that area, is because we're not in balance. We're out of balance in our own lives and in our businesses and collectively with how we view business and how we view our business practices. So this is why we want to do what we are doing. This is why we care.
And the really cool thing is when you're doing it from the CEO down, you can have a huge impact on a whole bunch of people who don't even know what's happening to them, but they just know good things are happening.
It's true. I see it all the time, Kevin, when I participate in different companies or different things. I have seen that continually to be a pattern. Is even this festival that we're going to, it's one of the most inclusive festivals, this Yin on Fire festival in Cedar City, inclusive like it just feels like when you walk in, you are part of a family, a collective. And, we have the privilege of actually knowing the founders, the creators of this, and it goes all the way to the top. That is the feeling that they hold at the top, and it trickles down. And I see that in every organization that I've participated in. When things start shifting and going awry, you just look at the top. Where is their energy at? Where are they at? What is their main focus or their main goal? What's happening? And you can see things. You can see how that trickles down in the energy.
Now, would you say that name a little slower so people can get what it is?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's Yin, YIN on fire. yinonfire.com. And Kevin, if there's a way we could maybe put this up in the show notes, but that is, I just put it right there for you, or put that up, YIN, yin, like yin and yang or yin and yang, however people choose to say it, Yin on Fire. And it's a healing festival. It's a healing festival it's incredible. This is actually where Christina and I met a year ago.
Can I actually speak to this just for a second? When you are living in this aligned place, That's where the magic really, really happens. For example, when Dana and I met, April and I had been business partners for a while, and we were making progress. And then being aligned, I went to Yin on Fire, met Dana. And then Dana came to our other event last year that we're going to talk about in a second, the Wise Woman Revival Retreat, met April. And here we are almost a year later. Things have completely transformed from April and my business to now we have another business partner named Alina, the four of us. And the last few months that we've been working closely together have been the most magical business months of my entrepreneurial, that started when I was 5 years old, my entrepreneurial life. Okay.
I love it. And we're not just talking like magical as in like, oh, good feelings. We're talking tangible results too. We're talking both for all of us.
Very good. And I'm impressed that I could get that up there. So good.
Good job.
We need to take a quick break, and we're still, by the way, going to talk about the astrological fall that's coming up and the event that Christina just mentioned. So we're going to take this quick break. It's just a minute and 10 seconds, and we'll be right back.
You're listening to Brushwood Media Network, the best in syndicated talk, news, and entertainment shows.
As you go about your daily life, look closer. As you gather with family and friends who love and support you, look closer. There are youth right in your community who don't have the home, warmth, and healing you have. So look closer. Every year across America, a staggering 4.2 million youth are homeless or trafficked. And for 50 years, Covenant House has worked relentlessly to keep them safe and protected. Tonight, 2,000 young people will sleep safely in a Covenant House bed. And tomorrow, they will wake up surrounded by love. They get clean clothes, hot meals, medical care, and a safe place to sleep. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. In sites across America to help them fulfill the great promise of their lives. So look closer at Covenant House. To help or get help, go to covenanthouse.org.
And welcome back to Positive Talk with Kevin McDonald. We've got a tremendous show for you today. We have three really talented people, and they are Christina and April and Dana, and they are doing some really cool work in the world. And Christina, you mentioned another program that we haven't talked about yet. So talk about that now.
So we, the four of us that we talked about, Dana, April, Alina, and me, we have a retreat, and it is called the Wise Woman Revival. And it's to really dive in with women so that they can really move through all the phases of their life in a way that honors the wise woman or the goddess within them. And we have had women at this retreat from their late 20s to their mid 70s, all at the same retreat. And everybody just gets I'm just going to say it, the most amazing transformation any of us have ever seen at any retreat. And that is the consistent feedback we get from all of the dozens of women who have gone through the most transformative retreat they've ever experienced in deeper love and appreciation for self, the way they're showing up in close relationship, the way they're showing up in their work, and the way that they feel about life. So we're really here to help navigate through all of life's transitions in the highest and best way, and with that inner wise woman as the guide. That happens in November, and it's in Buell, Idaho. And you can find that information at thewisewomanworld.com/retreat. And it really is, for me, it's my heart project. I love this retreat. It was divinely downloaded to me, and it's seen a big evolution this year as well.
And congratulations, ladies, for putting that together. And, you know,
Oh,
I would like to ask all of you guys a question. How
Can I-
come?
hold on. Can I add one more thing? Because
No,
it's so just about the retreat. And then will you remember your question, Kevin?
I can.
Okay. Thank you.
Maybe.
Because I have been so lucky to attend as a participant and then now help facilitate. I do just want to say one thing that's so powerful, because there are a lot of people that are like, oh yeah, I know my astrology. No. I just want to highlight the value that happens at this retreat through astrology. Okay, April and Christina, we actually we only take 11 participants for a reason in this retreat, and it's because every person gets their full printout of their transits that they will experience in this life. Now, what that means is we have this thing, culturally normal thing called our midlife crisis, right? We all are aware of that. However, we can see through your astrology charts the things that are going to pop up through your life, the themes, the pressure you might be feeling in different time frames of your life. And what this retreat is really about, understanding those transits, understanding those things that will pop up, and learning to navigate them with grace and consciousness. Because every single one of you listening will go through your transits in your lifetime. They're here to actually add pressure to help you evolve and grow. So instead of a midlife crisis, we want to bring consciousness and have it be midlife transitions, midlife changes, whatever it is you want to call it. But there's so much power in knowing the things that are coming. It's transformational for me to consciously know the things that are going to be coming in my life and to prepare myself with tools to understand that. So there's just, I mean, that's priceless information, you guys. Priceless information that can clear up a lot of unnecessary suffering and unnecessary challenge and resistance to the changes in our life. To me, that's priceless. There's nothing like that I've ever been to or received in a retreat like this.
And I would love to just say that if you've already, like me, gone through your midlife transits, or about half of our participants who are at the end or, well past, what would be the benefit? Well, because there's baggage, and reclaiming your power, reframing your experience. I will never forget at the very first retreat we did, when the woman in her early 70s looked up at us with tears in her eyes and she said, I was not crazy. It changed her. And she's more close to the end of her life than to her midlife transits. But that knowledge that she was not crazy during that time, to be able to reframe this, changed everything about her life, her relationship with her children, with her grandchildren, and most importantly, with herself. So this is for every person, every woman.
I just wish that men could figure this part out.
They're working on it. I know men that are working on this, Kevin.
You know what it is? I'll tell you exactly what it is. Men, send your women here, because then they will actually heal the family. They will heal you by healing themselves. When you give them space to be, when you give your women space to be, to heal, to come to themselves, women will go back to where they are, and they heal those around them.
Communities. They heal communities. They heal their families. The woman healing essentially has a ripple effect that is so profound. When a woman steps into her power, it changes not just her. It's never just her. It is her family, her friends, her community. And there's power in that. And it inspires men, and actually, I think, calls them to rise in really beautiful ways. Like, allow the women in your life to get educated in this, and it will change you in beautiful ways. Beautiful ways.
I think that's a good sales pitch, by the way. You want to have a better marriage? Send your wife to this, because she's going to come back smarter than you give her credit for.
Yeah. So, well, and she'll come back more at peace with herself. And a woman who's at peace with herself, there's a ripple effect of that in her life, period.
Yep.
Yeah. And maybe one day we'll do this for men. Who knows?
Nah, we're too busy dragging our knuckles on the ground and circling each other, saying, my job is better than your job. My car's better than your car. My wife is prettier than your wife. And all of those things that
My
we
dad
get
can beat up your dad.
My dad can beat up your dad. Yeah. Right.
Exactly. So, okay, we've only got 20 minutes left, and we do need to talk about the astrological chart.
Let's do it.
So what's gonna happen this fall, ladies?
Okay. Well, we are actually, if you're listening to this, in eclipse season. This is the second eclipse season of the year. And it is bringing to the surface lots of stuff. When we get into the eclipse season, it really is this wild card energy. And so we get to kind of allow. It's a little bit more of like okay, surrender what's going to happen kind of thing, instead of like a redirect or mold or cultivate. It's more of like, okay, I'm going to lay back in the water and see where I end up kind of thing. So if you are finding that things are coming to the surface that you're either feeling emotionally charged by, especially because the first lunar eclipse that happens on September 17th, is that right?
Yep.
17th is the full moon in Pisces, and Pisces is very emotional. It's a water sign. And so it's almost like boundless emotions. It's very, very much like can be all over the place. So if you find that you are very emotionally charged, that's okay. Take a deep breath. And this eclipse specifically is wanting you to embrace compassion. Pisces is such a beautiful energy around compassion and self-compassion specifically. So if you can allow, we're usually pretty good at allowing compassion for other people and understanding around other people, but remind yourself that like, oh, you are doing so good. You're doing so good. These emotions that I'm feeling, these are such human emotions. These experiences that I'm experiencing, such a human thing to feel, and that's okay. That's why I'm here. That's what I'm doing. So embracing that compassion is going to be very, very beneficial for you this month.
And just so this eclipse, if you're lunarly sensitive, which actually everybody is, it's just how tuned into it are you, is the first eclipse in Pisces since 2017. Okay, because the way that the eclipses work, and I can geek out on the science because I like that stuff, but we've been having the last 18 months, the eclipses have been in Libra and Aries. This lunar eclipse is in Pisces, so it's the first one bringing us into the Pisces Virgo, because next year the eclipses will be in Pisces and Virgo. So this is going to feel a little bit different, and it's really almost this shedding of the skin. Like I've talked to a lot of people, including Dana and April, about this. Like, this is go into the cocoon, and you are going to be emerged as a new human. It is a portal. It is a quantum leap, and this is about release.
Can I just say, for anyone listening who's like, what does that even mean or look like? We actually have Work with the Moon workbooks where you can start asking yourself questions with the moon cycles. Please, yeah, April's holding it up right now. If you're, and Christina, they have our beautiful workbooks. They're printable workbooks to ask yourself questions, to dive into some of that, that will actually take you into the cocoon of introspection, and you'll come out different through your ahas. So again, thewisewomanworld.com, we've created these beautiful workbooks as one of our subscriptions that you can subscribe to join us in this journey of transformation.
And by the way, if you are having trouble believing in like lunar eclipses and full moons and stuff, if you know a bartender, I want you to go ask them if there is such a thing as as a full moon, and they will tell you that the weirdest things
Oh
happen
my
during a
goodness.
full room.
You know what? I swear each industry too. Like
Yeah.
I mean, as a doula, every nurse or medical professional will be like, oh my goodness, we call them baby storms. All the babies are born during the full moons. And actually just a few weeks ago, I took my daughter to the dentist, and the dentist was asking me questions, and I told him I was an astrologer, and he was like, astrology, huh? And he was he was a biological dentist, so he's more naturally like versed but I said, oh yeah, like the moon, like we have the tides, and everyone kind of are like, oh yeah, the tides, but it's like when you think about it, it's like this big rock in the sky that affects all water, which we are on the planet. And he's like, oh no, I get it. And I was like, oh yeah. And he's like, oh no, we even just today, my hygienist was like, is it a full moon? What is going on? So like dentists even. So like, and he said that he actually, they in his office, they test for parasites in the mouth. And he said it is unreal, the like activity level of parasites during the full moon. So like, yeah.
Yeah.
Ew.
Yeah.
Ew.
You know what? Do you know what's so fun is anyone listening, if you're skeptical, I like bring it. We love it. And do something about it. Start actually paying attention to what's happening inside you. Start paying attention, and then maybe look up some things about the moon and the energy of the moon. Follow us on YouTube. We do card readings and all kinds of things on our YouTube channel that you can just listen in and start getting little tidbits to actually prove in your own life if there's some validity to this. I dare you to actually do something about your skepticism with this. And in fact, I truly believe that it will make a difference in your life to understand the natural rhythms and cycles and energies of this planet that affect you. It will change your life. It will change your prosperity, your well-being. It will change everything. And there's potential here. It's worth the investigation.
I'll even go beyond that. I'll double dog dare you.
Whoa, double dog.
Well, I'm telling you what, when we, I've got an announcement when we come back, but also we're going to talk about, I don't know, in 6 weeks' time, we're going to be in November, and I don't know if you know that there's going to be something going on there, and I'm not going to ask for any predictions, but just how are we feeling collectively when we get there? We'll be right back. This is 30 seconds, I promise. It won't be long.
They have your eyes. They have your ears. They have your smile. Now all they need is a little more of your time. Make a difference in your child's life, because anyone can be a father. It takes time to be a dad.
And welcome back to Positive Talk. I got to tell you, I'm having a great time with these. You guys are always so good, and you never need prompting, and you always know what you're doing, and you've always got some really, really cool information for everybody. And I've got a little bit of information too, because you guys know my chart, right? When is my birthday?
September 11th.
Oh, very nice. That's coming.
Coming
That's
up.
That's next week. And so we are offering a special for the month of September and probably October, which includes a free cruise. A 4-day cruise, and if you decide to join us and become our partner, as well as all kinds of different media stuff and participation with us and doing shows and all that kind of stuff. So go to kevin@kmmedia.pro and ask me about it, and we'll set you up. And it's with the reach that we have is well over 1 million a month It's a very affordable program. So, and you get a free cruise. So I hope that you will talk to me about that. Kevin at kmmedia.pro. Okay, kids,
So fun.
it's time to put on our big girl pants and tell us about November.
Well, I think that we can't, we'll get to November, but we just need to be really clear that it is a little bit of a cosmically bumpy ride through the fall. Okay. Now, I am so far from a doomsdayer kind of like astrologer. And there's cosmic wind at your back, and then there's the cosmic wind and some hailstorms. And one of the things I love about astrology is like it tells you if you need your umbrella or not. And I'm just saying, for this fall, you probably need your umbrella and your galoshes and a raincoat, because it's a little bit of a bumpy ride. All of the outer planets are retrograde. So when that happens, like retrograde planets, and they do spend about half of their time in retrograde, but they're not all retrograde at the same time every year. They are right now. By the outer planets, I mean from Saturn on, but Jupiter happens to be retrograde right now too. So we have all of this retrograde energy. Remember, we've talked about this in previous episodes. Retrograde energy is inviting us to slow down. And yet we're coming into what should be the slowest time of the year, especially here in the Northern Hemisphere, but instead it becomes, I mean, like when you go to your little local market and they got Halloween stuff out already, because we're already thinking that far ahead, getting ready for that. Like we're moving into the busy time. So really pay attention to your dreams and make sure you're doing the activity that gets you dreams, and that is sleep, relax, meditate, and really take that time to rejuvenate and slow down. If we're looking at just the seasons and how it works, the seasons are asking us to slow down, especially here in the Northern Hemisphere. So we have that. We have a solar eclipse on the 2nd of October. So again, this is more of that energy of amplified whatever it is, and that happens to be the new moon. So there's this amplified energy, and that one is in Libra. Okay, on election day, April. I'm.
No, you're good. I love it. It's true. You're gonna feel it, but things are gonna go fast. So for some reason, everything is speeding up. It will go by in a blink. The fall. So just be aware for that. Which feels a little bit like whiplash, honestly. It kind of will feel a little bit like, just hitting the bumps.
So just that consciousness in slowing down, because things are going fast. So just taking that time. If you get nothing else from this explanation of the astrology, the time, taking just a couple of minutes every few hours to breathe, to walk, to connect to the earth, that's going to change your life. Connect with the moon on the new and full moon, even if you don't do anything with it the rest of the month. The new and full moon, that's a beautiful time to do it. When we're actually talking about election day in the United States of America, election day in and of itself is an interesting day because we have Pluto sitting at the 29th degree of Capricorn. Now, I've talked about this before, but the last time Pluto was in Capricorn was in the 1770s. And it's not going to go back into Capricorn for 260 plus more years. Okay, so Capricorn on its shadow side is about the hierarchy. It's about top down and not in the way we were talking about earlier, not the good way. It's about corporation.
Very corporate, very what's the word I'm looking for?
I'm thinking authority. It's very authoritarian.
Yeah. And what's interesting is this is the last few moments that Capricorn will be in, or excuse me, that Pluto will be in Capricorn, and Pluto likes to break down. Pluto's been in Capricorn since 2008. Do you remember what happened in 2008? Around the election of 2008 too? Like it was a major shift in the United States. And since then, you can see all of these different industries that have been literally turned on their heads. Hotel industry, social media, like there are so many big industries that Pluto has literally been like, we're going to break this down a little bit. No more. So this whole thing of Pluto with its last final sweep out of Capricorn, we're going to see what happens. Christina has way more great information on that. So go for it.
Pluto just happens to be a really important person or a planet. I think of them as people. Like I talk to them all the time. Weird for the audience, but yes, I talk to the planets frequently. But Pluto is a very important part of my chart, and so I've built kind of a relationship with Pluto, and it is about distilling. Pluto is a merciless distiller, alchemizer, and will requires that we let go of the old. Pluto is the god of the dead. Okay. But on the other side of that is the rebirth, my friends. So if it feels hopeless this fall, as we're feeling the pressure on election day, we have the moon void, of course, for a good chunk of the day. We still have a lot of retrograde outer planets, and we have Pluto sitting right there on the karmic degree of 29 degrees Capricorn for the last time in over 200 years, and then permanently into Aquarius. Aquarius is about the people. Aquarius is about a dissemination of power. It is about thank you for what we learned from all of this hierarchy, and now the people. It's about the people. And we see this in all the other times that Pluto has been here. The late 1770s, the mid 1500s, the early 1200s. There was always something that brought power to the people. And that's what this is about, but not without a fight. But we have the opportunity with this awareness to make it different. We don't have to do it like it's been done before. And I think that with pockets of light, like what we have here with Positive Talk Radio, which, by the way, I look forward to. I feel so enlivened when I listen or participate in this show. In the other things that people are doing to bring light to this world, we can do it different. We can do it from a place of love and not desperation. There will be desperate energy, but we don't have to participate in it, because I want a revolution, and I am open to fighting for love, acceptance, and for us to all be able to experience our humanness right here in this lifetime in the most up-level, high, open, and loving way.
Well said. Well said.
Well said. Can I add one thing?
Of course.
Just a reminder, go back and re-listen to this, because when you bring this to your conscious awareness, this means you don't have to be functioning off of the unconscious collective energy. You don't have to choose into that hopelessness. You can infuse things into that day or into those moments that feel hopeful, that feel good. It actually gives you power and choice. That's what we're saying here. That's why we're so passionate about talking about this, is because the more awake we are through these patterns, the more power we have to not just be like, I mean, all of us have had those days where we're like, I don't even know why I'm feeling so grumpy. I'm so grumpy today. Or I'm feeling so controlling. That is our unconscious patterns through the planets that are happening in our charts. So when we become consciously aware, this is the power of astrology. When we become consciously aware of the energies, we can say, oh, I know what this is. It's not me. I get to choose. What am I going to do? What am I going to do with this energy? And my friends, no matter what, we're going to be okay. But let's just set an intention. Every person that hears this, every person that listens, set an intention right now. We are doing this differently. We are doing this and evolving in a loving way, not in a war-filled fight way. Let's do this revolution different. I'm calling for it. I send that out to the collective. Everyone just take a moment and breathe that in, and let's hold that space of doing this in a new, healthy way for all humankind. It's time. We have what it takes.
And for the men in the audience, I want to just add one thing. This is the most consequential weekend of the year. Does any of you know what I'm talking about?
This weekend or the election weekend or what
I know
weekend?
this weekend.
So September like 7th to the 10th. No, I don't know. Does it have to do with sports? Because I wouldn't know.
you win. You win. Today, this weekend is the start of the NFL football season, which means nobody's lost any games and everybody has a chance.
Everyone's winning.
We're all happy. We're all happy then. Okay,
I
everybody
love it.
cultivate this happiness that you have
Yeah.
right now.
Feel it. Just
Because
soak it in.
Because it won't last past Sunday at 5 o'clock. I can tell you that right now.
Unless you want to choose, you know, you can make it last.
No.
I love it, Kevin.
So thank you, April. Thank you, Christina. Thank you, Dana. And go to the wisewomanworld.com. It's right there in front of you. And thank you, ladies, for being here. This is so much fun. You have to come back more often. That's all I got to say.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So thank you again, everybody. And I hope everybody has a wonderful day. And remember, the most important 2 words in the English language: go Seahawks. Thanks for listening to this episode of Positive Talk with Kevin McDonald. Our purpose is to provide everyone with a positive, entertaining, and educational experience. I would love your feedback and comments about the show, including possible topics and great guest suggestions. Please email me at kevin@kmmedia.pro. And remember, be kind to one another because each other's all we've got. That's Kevin